Nikalok Linux oder Windows, Tech-Infos.
Hello and welcome. Today we want to look at a comparison. On the left side we have a Windows 10, on the right side a Debian 12, where the package selection is slightly modified to better meet standard requirements. We now will start the setup on both machines and see how the systems behave after the setup. On the right side we have a modified Debian 12, which is why the boot menu looks like that. As mentioned, Windows 10 is on the left side, and in a few seconds the Windows 10 setup will start. Meanwhile, we will land on the desktop of the live CD on the Debian side. Let's briefly check if the scaling is turned on so that we can see better. Now we will go through the setup assistant on Windows 10. We start Debian by clicking Install System, or in German System installieren, trying to synchronize the steps as much as possible. Now we need to select the time zone and city accordingly. In my case, Vienna. Then we move on. On the left side we will install Windows 10 Professional, leaving the keyboard on the standard setting. We choose to delete the hard drive for Linux, accepting the license terms, move to custom installation and click next. The installation has already started on the left side, and on the right we need to create a user. Set a PC name and password, then click next. We get a summary of the installation and click install, starting actual setup and data copying for Linux. On the Linux side it doesn't matter which distribution you use, be it Linux Mint, Ubuntu or Kubuntu. The setup process is very similar, as they all use a graphical installer that installs the system with just a few clicks. Windows will naturally finish the setup faster, and this is because you get a completely blank system with no pre-installed software. In contrast, modern Linux distributions come with several pre-installed software packages. So it will take relatively longer for Linux. We will need far fewer steps to have a fully functional system with Linux. After the Linux installation, we will enlarge the Windows 10 window. Both machines have the same virtual hardware setup, with the same number of processor cores and the same RAM allocated. In Windows we select Germany and the German keyboard layout, then move on without additional layouts. Meanwhile, Debian will soon restart and we boot from the hard drive via the group boot manager. In a few seconds we can log in into the system. What we have after this Linux installation is a completely pre-configured system with numerous pre-installed software packages, whether for gaming platforms, multimedia, internet graphics or utilities. We will now focus on the Windows installation and set it up for personal use with an offline account. We will set the test user password and continue. You'll need to choose a strong password and meaningful security questions answers if you are setting this up for real. We won't import anything for location services and other data transmissions and will minimize data sharing. Finally, we should land on the Windows desktop. Switching briefly back to the Linux installation, if I needed an Office suite I would have only Office.org ready to go and only need to start it to the language I prefer. In this situation I am using the German language. I could start creating spreadsheets, text documents and presentations right away. For graphical editing I would start GIMP, a program included with most distributions. If I want to browse the internet, I start Firefox. And if I prefer, I could install Google Chrome or other browsers within seconds. Everything is managed through a central package manager. For example, if we wanted to install a game, I would click on the Steam installer, which would download Steam with a single click. Regarding updates, I have GIMP, Firefox ASR and Google Chrome pre-installed. I would likely have to manually update each package in Windows, like Firefox, Chrome, Thunderbird and Windows itself. In Linux, a central package manager keeps everything updated. In this case, the Discover application shows updates in the bottom right corner. And I can update my system with all installed programs with a few clicks. Comparing both systems, if you wanted the same software setup on Windows 10 or Windows 11 as on Linux, you would need to search and install everything manually, starting with only Office. I would download the MSI package in the 64-bit version, then install it. Next, I need a graphics program, so I download GIMP from its homepage and run the installer. Then I need Steam, so I download it and install it. This shows how much faster Linux can be set up with all necessary programs pre-installed. If we need an email program, we download and install Thunderbird. We had VLC player on Linux, so we download and install VLC on Windows, ensuring we get the right version. Each of these steps involves searching, downloading and installing each program individually. On the other hand, with Linux you get a fully functional system with necessary programs pre-installed. Updating the system is also centralized, making it easier to keep everything current with minimal effort. Under the hood, Linux distributions are superior to Windows, making it easier for users to keep their system updated and running smoothly. The notion that Linux is only for professionals or it's hard to configure is outdated. While there might be some programs that don't run on Linux, this is increasingly rare. What do you think about this comparison? Do you agree or see things different? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Goodbye.